As a proud representative of Philadelphia and Delaware counties, I would like to go on record and state that I support the police. I respect that the ladies and gentlemen who put on their uniforms and intentionally go out to protect and serve. I appreciate you and I thank you for your service. I want to also comment on the implications around policing, especially in the city of Philadelphia, which is largely comprised of Black and brown members of the community. My question is around diversity and recruitment, which is, with so much conversation around crime in Philly, we are not the only county that experience significant challenges as it relates to crime in the Commonwealth. We're one of 67 counties. However, we seem to be the hot topic. What efforts are being made around recruitment to the department, especially since 86 of your department is comprised of white men, 7% are people of color, 6 are non-white men, and 1 are non-white women? What efforts are being made to make sure that your department is reflective of the people of this Commonwealth?
Absolutely. Thank you, Representative. Just a brief comment or reflection to your comment, though it was referenced earlier that I'm a product of northeastern Pennsylvania. I was stationed at Belmont Barracks twice, and Skippack was my inaugural station out in Montgomery County. So I do identify very much with the Southeast. Certainly from our perspective up here, any discussion or reference to Philadelphia is not meant in the pejorative. Major Klein is tasked with our recruiting and retention efforts. In addition to those programs that I've outlined previous, I would tell you again, our commitment remains as strong as we can possibly be. Last year, our recruiting efforts had over 2,000 touches of specific ways that were out there, historical Black colleges that have a high percentage of diversity enrolled students. We also give 10 military veterans preference points. We've tried to be very focused and strategic in terms of reaching out to minority members of the military who are making a transition into the civilian world to see the state police. And I would turn it over to Major Klein to add on to those efforts.
I think, as the Colonel previously stated, our commitment to recruiting and diverse candidates is evidenced by our increasing our efforts by creating the additional positions in recruiting, partnering with our Office of Community Engagement to focus on diverse communities and showcase the noble profession that policing is. So I think if you look at our last applicant testing cycle, and the Colonel had mentioned some of this before, the 1,054 applicants, we had 27% of those were minorities. Almost 12% were female. So I think our focus is in the right area, and we're trying to make improvements.
We've tried to address issues as well, a mentoring program so that when we're constantly engaging as recruiters with prospective candidates, mock physical readiness testing that is open to everyone to allow them to choose to put themselves in a position to be the most successful when it comes time to take the physical readiness test. We've tried to address the issue of attrition once we get people in the door at our academy. So we have a lot of money and time invested in them when they matriculate to us, and we've tried to have a day in the life of a cadet to bring them in and show them what the training actually entails, and that involves voluntarily, if they avail themselves of it, coming in for a day, bringing PT gear, sneakers. We take them for a modest run. We put them through a calisthenics routine. We show them the training tank and the proficiency, the base level proficiency that we expect them to have when they arrive with us for training, all in a position so that when they get there, they can be in a position to succeed.
Okay, just to follow up, only because I still see a green light. So even with those efforts, we still are only 7%. And in the history of the department, there has never been a number, because numbers matter. There's never been a number that reflects the diversity in this Commonwealth. And so although you're stating that you're making efforts now and you're hopeful that that would increase the number of applicants or the number of people who actually get through the program, can you also state that you will do more to work with community groups or community members?
Ma'am, if there's a group out there that wants to talk with us about somebody that they know that wants to be a Pennsylvania State Trooper, we will meet them anywhere, anytime.